then eventually get on to Saturday Night Live. How does that happen?
Well, I then moved to Chicago, and then by the time I'm in Chicago, I'm poor, so the drug use is way down. There's no drug use actually in Chicago. I'm sure there was occasional mushrooms, stuff like that. But the binge, not even binging, because it was just straight out drinking all the time, all the time. For sure, alcoholic, you live for it. And so I was taking classes at the Second City and the Improv Olympic. I was dedicated, man. I was 100% dedicated, working restaurant jobs and all that stuff. But I was on stage 5 nights a week, either in class or doing shows. That was my life, and that was my passion. And I was surrounded by a bunch of people who had that same passion and a huge bunch of talent. The time I was in Chicago, there's never been a time like it before or since, when you had this number of amazing people who are going to make it in show business. I should have the list. There's about 40 people that I could name who made it, and they were all incredible. From Stephen Colbert to Steve Carell to his wife Nancy, to Adam McKay, to John Glazer, to Brian Stack, to Brian McCann, all these writers on all these different late night TV shows, to Rachel Dratch, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Tim Meadows, Mike Myers, Chris Farley and I started together. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, the list goes on and on and on of all these talented people that I was there with. And you don't realize, no, this is once in a life of that particular theater. This will never happen again. And so I was very fortunate to be there during that time. And I knew I was going to be at SNL. I never had one doubt in my mind. You don't tell people. Of course, if you're at SNL, at Second City, everyone wants that anyway. So you bide your time. And little by little, you make more and more headway. And then they eventually came to Chicago one year to scout, and they saw me, and then I auditioned twice. And then you get called back for your third meeting, and then you get the job.
What was that experience like?
Well, I didn't, it's the weirdest thing. I wasn't nervous because I knew. It's the weirdest thing.
You were ready.
It was mine. I'd already decided that's where I'm supposed to be. Now, it took 9 years to get there in Chicago because I was drunk and not focused. I never wrote it down. What's your plan? Write this down. My plan was just keep doing what you're doing all the time. To get there, had you written it down, a real plan, I'd cut it in half. And then I would have stayed on the show for 6 years. But I'll tell you this, when I got the show, I thought the show, it was lacking. And I thought, I'm not going to stay here for more than 3 years, because you get a 6-year contract. So I decided I'm going to stay for 3 years. I'm going to go. Now, as they say, the universe hears you. All it heard was, I'm going to go. So I had 1 year on that show. It's very successful. It's the weirdest thing not in the world, but the weird thing. Like, I was let go after a year, and I had a very successful season. I had pissed 2 guys off, and gosh, I want to say their names, but everyone says don't